McClellan, bully boys, hey, bully boys, whoa, if you want to have a good time, join the cavalry, join the cavalry.
Good evening, Patrick.
Hey,
how are you today?
Good evening, Roger. How are you, sir? You sound different.
I have a new headset, so hopefully the production quality for you will go up a little bit. Apologize for being the
no, it
bad pole in the tent there.
It's always been okay. You know, we've never had any issues with volume. A little scratchiness here and there, but for the most part, I can edit that out. But yeah, you sound clear as a bell. So this is. We are
good.
You know, all those dollars are rolling in, right? for both of us.
Oh, I've been watching your subscription count, and you're like at $6.99. I'm like, man, I was hoping you get to $700.
Can't I just get one more person to subscribe? Well, it was funny. I was watching it yesterday, and it was at $6.99. I was like, all right, here we go. And I checked it a little bit later. It was $6.98. I went, who was the person that?
Oh no.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but of course it would have to be. So someone has given up on me. I don't know. That's fine.
So you would have been there.
But now it's back at $6.99. So maybe they changed their mind. I don't know. But welcome to you, sir. It is another Friday night. We are here for. This is what I'm calling Vegas night because this is for all of us aficionados of going to the craps table. That's really what you're doing here. I mean, this is just 6 turns of rolling dice and seeing what can happen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
We have arrived at Stuart's Ride. This is scenario number 5, and yes, it is exactly like I think in every box set there's one very dice dependent scenario. Usually it's a cavalry one, and it's meant to be funsies, of course, because it's wild and woolly. I mean, we saw it in Stonewall Jackson's Way with Stuart's Raid, and this is no exception. This is the exact same thing. Now they're going to try to emulate his big ride around McClellan and join the cavalry. And as you and I talked about offline, the page of rules for this with the subsections upon subsections of minutia and clarifications will probably take longer than the actual game.
Yeah,
more than likely.
It's kind of sad, but I think that's true. Yeah,
it is there of course, you know, their scenario designed to try to at least set things in a historical perspective and keep things within the framework of not going too far off the rails ahistorically. But yeah, just looking through it, I mean, it really breaks down into it's 10 rules, but just each one of them have at least 6 or 7 subsections, which is quite amusing. So I think when I go through these tonight, some of them I'm not going to super articulate for this first playthrough because they're really conditional based on if they even come up, and if they don't come up, then we don't need to worry about it. So just to kind of delve us directly into the game, I think we'll kind of go through the rules at a sort of 5,000 foot level. And you can see I've got the map zoomed out at essentially the entire approximation of what Stuart will be traversing tonight. But I'll give you the scenario setup here. This scenario recreates Jeb Stuart's first daring raid of the war, the famous ride around McClellan. Stuart made it seem easy, but he was actually in peril of being cut off from Richmond at several points during the ride, as depicted in this scenario. So we have a full 2-mapper. We've yet to use the north and south map. On design, it is a 6-turn scenario, but they even put in parentheses here that it may not necessarily be quite that long. So this represents June 12th to June 17th. So this is a couple weeks after where we left off with Seven Pines. We are now in the thick of it. I guess this is immediately preceding what we will do next with the 7 days battles. So this is that interim point where Seven Pines was more or less a stalemate. The Union Army is sitting here essentially where those units say turn 5. They're all around Savage's Station and guarding Dispatch Station. So what Roger, as the Confederates, are attempting to do tonight, big picture, is take a horsey ride, take Stuart and his units all the way around, gathering points as he goes, and he gets bonus points if he does a full circuit and return safely to Richmond. Before I go through the special rules, any thoughts on this that you've seen as you've observed it throughout the week?
Yeah, you said Stuart was lucky. I think he was. I just did the math, and based on what my understanding is, he would have ended up with 35 points.
Okay.
Historically, he touched. I think the one I wasn't sure was whether he touched Polly's Hunley's corner for victory point locations, but I think he touched base and crossed the bridge, did the complete circuit, got back to Richmond, and my research says he lost one man.
Right. I do recall it was something.
Yeah,
and it was something silly, as I recall.
500 prisoners.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there was a little skirmish, and two guys. It was, from what I read, it was like an old-fashioned medieval duel.
Right.
Mano a mano, and the Confederate guy lost.
That's right. Satisfaction.
But he had 500 prisoners,
not given.
So maybe he ended up with them. So it's I don't know. I've been doing the math, and it's since you know where I'm going.
Oh yeah. Well,
I
at the same time though, as I'm setting up the map here and everything with all of our little helper aides, I've been trying to think ahead too. Part of it I want to see, well, what do I do to counter Roger, and what can I do differently without even knowing what you're going to do? So it's going to definitely be a challenge to see if you can do as well as Stuart historically. So let's go through the special rules here. There are no random events in this one, so that's easy. Turn 1 will be all Confederate, which Stuart gets to move with impunity, and the Union forces just sit quietly. So I've got my drink here tonight, so I will let you have at it with turn number 1. Turn number 2, the Confederates will automatically get the first initiative for the first action of turn 2, and then we will start determining initiative as per usual. And then when we get into the part 4, part 5, and part 6 are the Confederate restrictions for movement, which I've essentially outlined here on the map. We'll go through those very broadly. There's Confederate restrictions, there's Union restrictions, and then there are mutual restrictions for both sides. But essentially what I've done here is Stuart is being forced along the historical route here. So I've got, it's kind of hard to see at this scale, but I've put the black hexes here to represent the restricted areas around Ellerson's Mill and Seven Pines and then 1829. So those 3 primary areas here will keep Stuart on a northward track until he gets around, because he's got to get up towards Hanover. So Hanover Courthouse is up there. That is one of the target spots. And then Polly Hunley's corner, as Roger mentioned. So initially, the decision has to be, do you go north or do you go south? And that is open. You can do either one, because the circuit does not specifically say it has to be in one direction or the other. So that is a decision point right there for the Confederates. In turn 1, I did not put it, but basically the Confederates cannot go into any hex mark that starts with 06. So basically from where those hexes are, those black hexes, they have to stay to the left of that. So it's essentially guiding them very specifically for the first turn. Confederate units cannot go onto the south map until turn 3. So even if you decided to go south at first, you would be very, very limited in what you're doing as far as trying to get around the Union. So you could make a pathway down towards Poindexter and get towards Forge Bridge, but that is at the extreme edge of the north map. So again, you could do it, but do you want to? Confederate units can never cross the Pamunkey, so they have to stay away from that, which is fine. No units can cross the Chickahominy at all because of rains unless it's at a bridge. So that will keep us off of fords for this entire thing. And then I've put the locations there that they cannot approach within 4 of Ellerson's Mill, or 2 hexes of Seven Pines, or 2 hexes of, I think, 1829. The Union movement restrictions, you can see that several of the units have markers that are either not released, which means there is a condition specific to that will allow them to participate. Otherwise, there are turn-based ones. We got turn 3 and turn 5. So essentially, in turn 2, I have the ability to move Warren and some of the U.S. cavalry. And that's essentially it. Down here at Dispatch Station is Reynolds. He cannot move until and unless Stuart gets within 3 hexes of him, or if he crosses this county line into New Kent. Those are that is his release condition. And then the 93rd New York, which is at White House Station, they can't get released until a unit comes in adjacent to their setup hex. So basically that swamp or 2724. And no Union unit can cross the Chickahominy, so whatever side of the Chickahominy they're on at the start of the scenario is where they will stay for the entirety of the scenario. And units from the Union side cannot cross over Forge Bridge, which I have marked down here on the Chickahominy, and we'll come back to that in just a couple of minutes. There are destroyed bridges, so obviously those are now fords, and nobody can cross over those. And let's see, I think that's specific to all of those for each side, and then the general restrictions. Oh, and then I also put there's a blue line here for the Union. They essentially cannot get within 4 hexes of Richmond proper or Chaffin's Bluff. So if they're going to do any kind of trapping of Stuart as he's coming back around, they have to do it somewhere in that southern area just outside of Richmond. So they are very limited in the scope of what they can do to pursue. And then the whole last part of this is more or less about Ford's Bridge. Historically, I guess it was very difficult for Stuart to get across the bridge here. So they've set it up that as Roger approaches, when he gets to cross the bridge, he will immediately roll 2 dice. And the sum of those 2 dice, the 2d6, will be the penalty. And I'm hoping for boxcars. Come on, boxcars. That's the penalty that he has to pay in movement points to cross over. If he has those movement points left, he can just proceed right across. He only has to do that 1 time. If he doesn't, then he has to stop at that one side of the bridge. If he starts adjacent to the bridge and then he rolls the penalty as he would normally do, if he still doesn't have enough, then he can always do the minimum 1 hex move, but he has to stop immediately on the other side of the bridge. So that's just to kind of simulate, I guess, all of the logistics of getting to that bridge and over the bridge in their haste. Let's see, the Union cavalry, just they're pretty pathetic. We've seen this in other things, but the 2-6 up here is a -2 on their tactical rating. So if Stuart comes up and he attacks them, he would be basically a +4 on the tactical. So probably not going to tangle with Stuart, but potentially. And then there is the objective hexes. We'll talk about those. I've put markers around each one of the major hexes. Stuart only has to go into the hex and then expend 1 extra movement point. And then as soon as Roger does that, we will move the force marker into it just to show that he's been there. It cannot be taken away from him. So as he goes around and touches these various spots, we will put those victory point numbers in there, the chits, just to represent that they've been touched. White House Station, of course, is the most lucrative, but it's 10 points, but there is a fort with the 93 New York in there. So that's another decision point, whether or not you're going to try to get to it. I don't put anything past you, Roger. I got to tell you at this point. And then we come down to Forge Bridge. Like I said, that is an indicator of making a circuit. So the points there at the end of the game will be for Roger for whatever locations that he's touched, victory point locations he's gotten to. Those will be a factor. And if both units, not Stuart, but both units get back to Richmond, any one of the 7 Richmond hexes, depending on when they do and whether or not they've crossed over Ford's Bridge, then they will get bonus points at the end of the game. So basically they get each unit will get +4 victory points if they just arrive back in Richmond, regardless of whether they made the full circuit. But then there are bonus points of either 6, 4, or 3, depending on what turn that they arrive back in Richmond. So if they get back on turn 3, that is the most lucrative. Then turn 4 and 5 or 6 will give them lesser points. And then there are Union manpower losses. Basically this one, and I don't know if this one will be adjusted in the reprint, for manpower losses, of course, in combat, but also in moving during extended marches. So if Union manpower is lost in combat, that's a +2. If it's lost in extended march or moving from ZOC to ZOC, that's a +1 for the Confederates. And then likewise, -1 and -2 for Confederate losses. Rogers' minimum tonight for a marginal victory is 22 victory points. So I know you've got the Excel spreadsheet. I know you've been calculating possibilities. And if you tell me that's not so, I will call that a lie, sir.
Well, you are correct.
All right,
you have my little spreadsheet
that's
here
great.
with my bare minimum, which looks hard, honestly.
Well, I'm glad you get to do it
like
first.
a simple scenario.
Well, you know, you roll boxcars every time, and you know, if you roll boxcars every time until you get to the bridge, and then you roll snake eyes, then it's cake, right? You can do it in 3 turns.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I suspect and this is an interesting way of abstracting, what Stuart had to do was he had to rebuild the bridge.
Oh, is that, yeah.
Because he couldn't cross the fords.
Right.
So rather than have a roll for rebuilding the bridge, I think they figured out this other mechanism to sort of, how long did it take for them to rebuild it?
Right, yeah.
How much trouble they had from skirmishers on the other side,
right.
et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Which is, I think, an interesting little dynamic. We're going to see how that plays out.
Yeah, yeah. And I think we've covered everything. You know, we'll take this slow, and I want to once again thank everybody who's been giving us feedback on the previous videos, where you've caught little things here and there where either strategically we missed something, or we missed a roll, or an extended march, or whatever. That's really helpful to us. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it after the fact, but it does make us a little more vigilant going forward to other scenarios, so that we don't make little goofs. You know, nobody wants to make a goof, you know, captured on video for all time, but here we are.
But somebody caught, and it's sort of similar to this, where we had a lot of rules, and I think I reread that rule 3 or 4 times before I understood. Oh, yeah, the bridge rule.
Oh yeah,
we had
right, for 7 Pines. Yeah.
For 7 Pines. Oh yeah, he's right. And then there was another time I was looking at the terrain chart and I still got it wrong.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I did that.
Well, I blame the heat of battle, and you know, our dedication to, you know, trying to do the best we can with the dice rolls that we're given. So the frustration that sets in on turn 4.
So, but yeah, this is going to be interesting tonight.
Yeah. So I think we've gone through all the rules. I don't have anything else to add, so we can get started then. It is your first free turn, so I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, and we'll just kind of follow Stuart as he moves. And good luck, sir.
Yeah, good luck to you. Yep. I'll activate the 1st Virginia and the 8th Virginia with Stuart. And he thinks he's got his men thinking they're all heading out to Stonewall, and they get the
average. Vegas, baby.
+2 is a 9.
Right.
So they're going to head straight north. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't go into the 6s. 9.
Okay.
Same thing, same 2 guys, an 8 this time. So, well, 1st Virginia will go to, it's going to go 1, 2, 2, 3. He's going to go 1, 2, and that's the end of my first day.
Okay, so go ahead and hit recover for us.
And I get the first initiative of the second day, in fact.
You do.
I believe, yep. So here we go. I'll activate both units again. It's a 4, 6. First unit's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
And 6 to Hanover Depot.
Okay, so we will place that force marker there, and you have visited Hanover Courthouse.
Okay, so now these guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And first initiative.
Okay. It's yours.
Mine again. I'll activate the 1st Virginia by themselves. They're too far away from Stuart. They get an 8. So it's 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Initiative. Yours.
Okay. 5, 6 will activate, and they will get 2d6, and they get 10. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll join up there. Initiative. It's mine again. Warren will activate. He will get March of 2. And one of the things I forgot to mention is Union forces cannot force march here, sadly. So, initiative.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now it's yours.
Okay, Stuart will activate the 9th Virginia. And they get an 11, a 13. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I have to say, I love that road network right there.
Circle, circle. Okay, initiative. It's mine again. Well, I think I need to take the 1st Virginia to fatigue 3. My little potential flank attack. You blocked nicely, so here's their movement. Is a 7, and extended march is a 5. He's okay. That was awfully close, though. So how is he going to get around there? He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And he can actually go one more because he's got the +1.
8 to Raleigh. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Yeah, so Warren will go to 2. And let's see what he gets. Marching 4. Go 1, 2, 3. What would the 1st Virginia like to do?
So you have 1 left, so you could do a hasty attack. That's really bad if I lose him. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a cav retreat.
Okay.
So he has to increase his fatigue. He has to flip his manpower. And here's the roll.
Oh!
And he dies.
No.
That's a 2. Cav retreat.
Yes, 2.
-2.
Okay. So I...
And he's deader than a doornail. You have 1 more movement.
Okay. So he'll go right to there. Okay. Initiative.
So.
It's yours.
Well, it changes my spreadsheet pretty significantly. Well, 9th Virginia is going to go to fatigue 3. Here's their movement. 7 + 2 is 9. Extended march. He's okay. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Initiative. Mine again. And yeah, I'm going to take Stuart. It's going to take the 9th Virginia all the way to fatigue 4. Here's their movement. 5, 7. Here's the extended march. 2, he's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm done. So I think you can just move if you'd like, I think, for now.
Okay. Is there anybody? Let's see. Yeah, we'll move the 5-6. We'll go to fatigue level 2. Here's their movement. It's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take the 5-6 to 3. Here's their march. It's a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't think I'm going to push them. Oh, and now I can... you have released Reynolds, so Reynolds will march.
Yep.
Increase. Here's his movement. 5. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take him to fatigue 2. Movement. Another 5. 1, 2, 3. 2 left over.
Can I still do cav retreats?
Yes, you can. Yes.
I'm going to stand and fight.
That's the Stuart we know and love.
That is a +3, I think.
Yeah. I will not attack.
Okay.
So we'll take him to fatigue level 3 now. And here's his march. It's another 5. So you have an option. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me do an extended march here. +1. He's okay.
So now it's a +4. Yeah, now I better get out of there. So I'm going to flip. Here's the cav retreat roll. And he's dead. And the game is over.
The game is over. Wow. Unbelievable.
My ability to roll ones is back. It's back, baby.
Oh boy, not the way I wanted to win that
Okay.
scenario, but the slump is over, baby.
Well, I made the mistake trying to. I thought I could pick up a cheap point up there with that cav unit. I shouldn't have tried that. That
right.
put me.
Right.
But not that would have mattered. Well, it would have mattered maybe, and maybe splitting them up was a mistake.
Right.
I should have kept them together.
Yeah. Well, since we're here, we might as well just set it up and do it again and get through it all tonight. The final there is, so you got 4, 7, 7, 12.
It's a 15. It's a
15.
substantive victory.
A Union substantive? Okay. Yeah, it's
Union
11,
substantive.
right. Okay, so final score is 11 victory points. Wow. Okay, that's a...
Not as awful as it could have been.
All right.
Okay.
Well, here we go again. So...
that's fun. Okay.
All right, so turn 1, I will activate both. Here we go. Stuart marches with a 9. Okay, so same as you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and I'll take him to 2. And march again. And this time it is a 7. So 1, 2, 3. And we will just say that's that. So end turn 1. Recover in the rain. And turn 2. I get the first initiative. Let me officially move that to 2. There we go. So first initiative, here we go. Stuart activates them both again. And I get a 12 this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we get that one. And now we go to first initiative. Here goes. It's yours. Uh-oh.
Okay. I will attempt to activate The 5th, 6th cav. Here's their movement. It's 3. 1, 2, 3. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Stuart takes them both to 2. And here is their march. Ooh, wow. They are knackered. All right, so that's 4. So we're going to spend 1 right there. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Initiative. It's mine again. So.
Wow. 2 of those in a row.
Yeah. There are no streaks in Vassal. Just so you know. All right. Here's their march. +2. So it's a 12 this time. So here.
That's better.
Yeah. Extended march for 1st Virginia is a flip. And they will go 1, 2. That's not good. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, and 9th Virginia, extended march. Okay, so go 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You roll for initiative and see what you do.
I'll activate Warren. Here's his march. It's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. It's mine again. You're at fatigue.
3, yeah.
3. Activate the 5, 6. You get an 8. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Initiative. It's mine again. These are the only 3 I have this turn, isn't it? Until you cross, can't. If and when you cross, you can't. Yeah, I'll do the 5, 6 U.S. infantry again. Here's their movement. It's a 5. Here's their extended march. 2, so they're okay. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to leave them there. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Well, yeah, I gotta push it. So, increase fatigue to 4. And Stuart marches with 12. He's going to go with the 9th Virginia first. Here's their extended march. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, and then the 1st Virginia, here's their extended march, and it was a +1, so they're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, that is it for me. And
okay, so
your guy is released.
Reynolds is.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do Warren first. Here's his movement. And he doesn't. No, wait. Warren is the one guy who can move with a 1, if I remember correctly. So Warren can move his 1 for what it's worth.
Okay.
He's just going to do that. So yeah, let's take him to fatigue. 3. Here's his movement. It's 3, extended march, and he's going to flip. Why not, right?
Right.
My luck is back, baby. I like it.
So, yeah.
1, 2, 3 for him. Okay. Reynolds. Here's his movement. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. What would Stuart like to do?
He will do a calf retreat. So I'm going to try my luck here as well. We're going to flip. We're already at 4. Just a -2 to this roll. Here goes. And it's a 2 net. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, here's Reynolds again. Here's his movement. 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's Reynolds again. 3, extended march. Good. 1, 2. I have 1 left.
Okay, we will take the dangerous. So it's a negative. Let's see, I'm at 1/2. So it's a -3 plus a -2 for. So it's a -5 to this roll. So I don't think it's going to affect you at all. But here we go. There's a -5. And it's nothing. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. I guess he'll go. Yeah, we'll do that right. That's fine.
So he has 1 more hex to go, so he'll go there.
Okay, and we'll stand.
And what would...
Yeah, we'll just stand.
So we'll take Reynolds to fatigue 4.
Okay.
Here's their movement. It's a 6, finally. And extended march. 2. So he's okay. What would Stuart like to do?
He'd love to standard fight, but wow. Yeah. Okay. So we will.
It's actually 5. It's -1. 5.
Yeah. So it's another -5 to this roll, and it's the same. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
Reynolds is going to have...
He didn't lose anything, so
he's
he's
okay. He's just going to go 1, 2 to there.
Okay.
And okay, what else do I want to try to do here? I think I'm going to call this a day.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good day. You chased him off. Okay, so we will do recover in the sunshine, and we'll move the turn marker to turn 3. And your units are now released.
From all these guys.
So I will.
Oh yeah.
I will put Stuart over here with the 1st Virginia. And here's the first initiative. It's yours. Dum dum dum.
I'll activate Warren. Here's his movement. 4. He's not affected by the min move, so he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. It's yours.
I'm gonna pass.
Activate the 6th, 8th US Cav. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Initiative.
Okay.
It's yours.
The noose is tightening. Great getting Reynolds in that spot, man. Oof.
Yeah,
I think that's
fortuitous.
all the points right there. I'm gonna pass again.
Well, I'll take the 5-6 US to T2. Here's their movement. It's a 7. Here's their extended march. It's a 1. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 3 left. He's gonna stop right there. Initiative. It's yours.
Yeah, he'll activate the 1st Virginia. And here's their march. It's 11. So he'll do an extended march with them. They're okay. So 1, 2, 3. He has 8 left over. And he will make a prepared attack on the 5-6 US. So I think it's +1 for that, +2 for tactical, it's 3, and then -1 for ratio of 1/2 to 1. So just a +2.
+2.
Okay, here's +2. Confederate on the right. And it is a +4.
It's a DR. It's not, I thought that was
yeah,
one
I
DR,
thought it was too. Dang. All right. Well, that's okay. And just an F, A. So I get an F. So he's
done. Flip. And he has to retreat 4 to 6 hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get him all the way out there. 5, 6. Okay.
Okay. Initiative. It's mine again. I'll pass.
You don't have any option to cross.
No, I was looking down the Chickahominy, but there's nothing. It's there or go all the way back.
That's too bad.
Yeah, isn't
That's
it?
a long way away, though.
It's just too damn bad.
Okay, so you passed.
Come on in the woods, Reynolds.
He has one job.
That's his job, right? He has read the letter of that order, right?
He has one job. I'll bring the 11th Pennsylvania. It's an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I'm gonna leave him there. Initiative, it's yours.
I will pass again.
Okay, I'll activate Buchanan. Here's his movement. It's a 6 minus 1 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative. It's mine. I'll take Buchanan again. It's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. It's yours.
Pass again.
Activate the 11th Pennsylvania. Which is movement to 7. 1, 2, 3. Initiative. It's yours.
Pass.
I will pass as well.
Okay. So we will recover in the sun. Advance the turn marker to turn 4. Right, here's our first initiative. It's mine. So Stuart will activate both calves. Here's their movement. It's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stuart would make an attack with the 9th Virginia. So that'd be just a normal at this point. Let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 4 left, so normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so +2 for tactical, +1 for 2 to 1, so I think it's just a +3.
+3.
Okay, here it is. Confederate +3. Oh, I think that's gonna end.
Ooh.
Yeah, there it is. It's not a 6-1 split, but it's almost as good.
Yeah, it's pretty. So it's -1.
-1. That's probably DD, or 2F and a D.
2F for me, which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So fatigue, and flips. That was probably pretty stupid, and that will cost me the game, but it's all fun. Okay, initiative. Mine again.
Oh, tough decision. Do you leave It's nice to be
Yeah,
by
exactly.
yourself, but
Exactly. Or do we try again? Hammer on it! What the hell? Stuart's gonna attempt an assault on the 5-6 with the 1st Virginia, so he puts them to 2.
You can do that.
Here's the command roll, and it just barely comes off. So now it's just a +3 again.
+3 again.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. +3. Yeah, the dice hate me tonight. So it's a 0-0, and I think that's just going to end it right there, because you're just going to come up and force all kinds of retreating. So we'll just put him there, down, and I'm done. So do what you will. Yeah, I mean, let's play it out, because if you could lose.
Activate Warren.
Yeah.
Here's his movement. It's a 1 for him.
All right.
Do Warren again.
Hey!
my ability to roll ones is back, baby. I love it. 1. Okay, let's do Warren one more time. Here's his movement.
Oh! the hat trick! Well done!
Okay, and here's his extended march. Now watch
this,
yeah. Watch the 6. Watch the 6. Watch it.
Oh! That would have been cool. We can always edit that in.
Tons of money left on the table there.
Right.
Okay. He can do a min move of 1. Where do I want to put him? I guess I'll move him to there. Well, let's try him again. Movement to 5. Extended march to 5. He's going to flip. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. He has 2 remaining.
Yeah, we'll stand.
And I'm going to attempt a normal assault.
Okay.
So I will roll for the artillery. If we use it, it'll be a -1 final.
Okay.
It's odd, and odd is we don't use it.
Okay. So just a 0 roll.
So this is a straight up attack. Union left, Confederate right. And it's a -2 result. Giving away points again.
And he's a 2.
2?
So
oh, just
a D
yeah, for me.
Yeah.
And you get an F.
And we're already fatigued, so
that was pointless. Okay. Yeah. I'll take Buchanan. Here's his movement. 1. No, 0.
No,
he gets
right,
nothing.
yeah.
So let's do him again. It's a 2. 1, 2. Do I want to bring Reynolds up there? Yeah, I want to bring Reynolds up there. Increase his fatigue. Here's his movement. That's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 1 remaining. What would the cavalry units like to do?
So yeah, we'll do a cav retreat, and they go as a group. So it is a -5 again. Oh no, it's a 1 now. So they are 1. It's a unit, small force, and that's just a -2. But another, so it's a -4 total because they're at fatigue level 4. So here we go, and they get out of there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
I'll do.
Actually, hold on before you do that. Let's see. What are my options here? Where was I? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I am gonna back it up here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that instead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll activate Reynolds again. Just movement. 2. 1, 2. And I'll activate Reynolds again. Movement. 2. Extended march. It's okay. Let's go 1, 2 back to the bridge.
Boo! You and your orders, Reynolds.
Tried to chase you away.
Yeah.
Almost did something. So I'm done for the day, I think.
Okay. So let's we will recover Sunshine and move on to Number 5. So your 2 units there on the other side of the bridge are now available, but they can't cross the bridge, so I thumb my nose at them, and they should not have any entrenchments anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll just wave. We'll wave at them with our big feathery hat. I will guess I will do the initiative here. First initiative. It's mine. Stuart will activate both of them. Safety in numbers. And here's their march. Oh. What was that about ones? Hey guys!
It'd be interesting to count how many ones we've both rolled collectively tonight.
All right, so we'll do the 1st Virginia's extended march first. He's okay, so he goes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 9th Virginia, same, and they're okay, so they'll go to the same spot. Okay, next initiative. It's mine again. Stuart takes them up. And here's their movement. It's at 8. And we'll go with the 9th Virginia first. Here's their extended march. +1. Oh!
Ooh.
He's dead. Alright, so delete. And we'll give me a manpower loss. Just a single. And then the other guys, 1st Virginia. And that's game. we rode them to death. So there we go. So final, that was just -2 there. So my final score then is what, 9, 12, -2. So I had 10 points. Hooray! What did you have? 11?
Yeah, I did have an 11.
Yeah, because you had 15.
Garlic's Furry made the difference.
Yeah, 15 minus the 4, so 11. So you still won the night. Good job.
Yeah, not really.
we both lost in a manner of speaking. So what are our...
You almost got across the bridge.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah, if it's just... I love these cavalry ones because not only is it you're just left to the fortunes of the dice, of course, as we saw with all the ones tonight, but just knowing right when to play chicken and when to go to fatigue level 4 and leave yourself vulnerable for all the follow-ups.
Yeah.
So there is a lot to this, and I could see that they might use this as a cute little, not only as an introductory game for new players, but you could use this as sort of a seeding mechanism in a tournament, where depending on your score. How well you do will place you in your ranking before you start in the actual tournament proper, because it's kind of fun. I mean, it's there's nothing to it. I mean, we did both games in the time it usually takes us to play one turn of a regular scenario. What do you think?
Yeah, it was fun. I think on my game, I think I should realize my only chance to quote win the game would have been to make a negative roll on White Station.
Oh, right.
I think that was
right.
Once I lost that one unit, I think
just go for it.
Because you just got to go for it because
they're a 3 with the fort. Yeah, but they have 3 artillery pieces too, and they're sitting in
3 artillery. So it'd be you'd have to get you're going for the 6-1 split.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'd be ugly.
Basically.
Artillery and nice rolling terrain.
The right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you almost got across the bridge. That's obviously crucial. And yeah, I think you got to. The Union historically didn't know where Stuart was going, and they never figured it out.
Right. It would be hard to play this one with the hidden force markers, just because you know what he's got. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you could play it with some kind of dummy. You'd have to set up some dummy markers or bluff or something like that, where there's like three potentials, and you could move them until somebody actually stumbles across them. And as a side note, if anyone has still got a copy of either Skirmisher 1 or the Avalon Hill General, I think it's Volume 30, Number 3 off the top of my head, with the which way did he go rules, which gives the fog of war capabilities for playing these things. If you want to add that to a scenario or a campaign game, it's wonderful because it adds a whole new level of necessity for your cavalry, because they actually act not only as screening units, but now they are scouting units, and you need to send them out to figure out the size and location of your enemy forces.
Yeah, historically what happened to the Union, and this was, if anybody out there who has a good biography of Jeb Stuart, I'd like to know and read it, because it turned out to be interesting. His father-in-law was in charge of the Union Cav Reserve.
Right, that's right.
and his father-in-law thought that he had infantry with him, and so Warren didn't. He made Warren march with him, so that's why Stuart just got to run rampant. There's a whole backstory about his family, what happened to his widow after the war, and sad and interesting at the same time.
Yeah. Well, this one was a fun little sort of after dinner mint, an aperitif, a palate cleanser, if you will, before we move on to our next big scenario, which is Gaines's Mill first, which was early in the 7 days. So if we want to do that, that we could use that as the kind of set piece to get us into the 7 days. That is available online at the Multiman Publishing website. That's one of my favorite scenarios, Gaines's Mill, and I think it's a good introduction. And then we could then do the 7 days, and then the last scenario will be the retreat to the James. So that's kind of our next six sessions set up right there. And if we thought that this particular scenario 5, had a bunch of special rules, there are 2 pages.
I'm looking at it right now.
2 pages for the 7 days battles. So yeah, we'll figure we'll do Gaines's Mill next, and I will get that ready for this one, and I'll talk to Mr. Balkowski about it, because he did mention that that will be packaged into the On to Richmond reprint, and they have done some modifications to it.
Very good.
So I'll see if I can get that this weekend. I think that's our On to Richmond roadmap here for the next 6 weeks, and then we will be done and talking about what we're going to do next. I think that may take us north. If you know what I mean. Since we've already done Stonewall Jackson Way, maybe time to invade Maryland. I don't know.
Maybe.
But if you've enjoyed watching this, of course, and if you appreciate the fantastic new sultry sounds of Roger's new headset, click that like button and subscribe to our channel. And we appreciate the feedback, of course. Anything you want to say or opine about, that is what the comments section is for, right there.
Yeah, there's big prizes for the person who hits the 700 mark.
Oh, right. Of course, they're going to say that. It's like, what are you talking about? You're at 2,000 already. So if you're seeing this in the year 2025, then we apologize for that.
Yeah, that's true.
I do want to hold a contest of some. We need to do some kind of listenership contest, and I've got a few ideas for prizes that I have here in my swag cabinet. So I think we'll do something here, perhaps in between the 2 modules. We'll set up our first big contest for our loyal listeners and watchers.
Yeah. I keep forgetting this will probably be observed in the future, not like within the next day or
two.
So.
Well, yeah. Thank you for an excellent series tonight. Congratulations on your win. And we will see you guys here next week. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.